Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hood Table one more again. Happy Hump Day. I hope everybody is having a good day. Everybody has been having a good week. We're right in the middle here, y'all. Right in the middle here for all y'all Monday through Friday, 9 to 5ers or whatever. 2 more days, okay? What up, Just Andrea? How you doing, boo? How you doing, beautiful? Happy New Year's to you and your family. I hope all is well with you and everyone else, all my supporters, subscribers, family, friends, and others. Yes, we hope you are well too. But so it's Wednesday. We are on a streak. I think this is the 6th day in a row that we've done content this year. I've been trying to, keep up the pace for the beginning of the new year. I feel like if I keep up the pace at the beginning of the new year like I normally do, like if y'all been following me long enough, y'all know at the end of the year, I'm hardly here. I'm hardly around because our busy season. Then in January, it's like I just kicked that motherfucking dough in, right? And it's like back to back to back live. So I'm trying to keep that momentum, because when you don't go live on a regular basis on YouTube, then the algorithm do not be algorithming. Right? Algorithming. Yes, I just made that up. But you said, yes, you are well. Hey, Annie, how you doing? What up, fam? Bam. What up, fam? Bam. You might be able to get some insight into the topics that we're going to be discussing today, because I know my cousins and them, we all like, up in age. And, you did a good job raising your kids and all that kind of stuff. So you might be able to give a little advice in the chat on how to handle disrespectful kids, because if anybody has ever had children, at one time or another, you might have to darn near knock your kid's hat to the back, right? If not worse, from me to other people that I know with children. I mean, hey, sometimes I'll be like, Lord, please don't hurt them, please, they didn't mean it. But child, But yes, we're going to be talking about disrespectful teenagers because of the fact I had ran across this post that had been trending. And for you TikTokers, y'all might have seen the post on TikTok where it originated, but I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to play the video. Y'all know I be always having the clips, okay? So I will play the clip of the video that I am referring to, but this lady came online and she was asking for advice on how to handle her disrespectful teenage daughter. And I done said it on many occasions how when I was pregnant with both of my sons, every day I prayed. I was raised in church, right? From the age of 4. So I know how to pray. All my prayers might not have ever, led up to the pearly gates. All my prayers might not have, okay, I ain't gonna say that because I believe God hears all prayers. But let me say, all my prayer requests might not have been answered in the way that I wanted them to be answered once my request got to the pearly gates, but I do know how to pray. I get on bended knees, child. But I have prayed every day that I didn't have a girl. And some of y'all laugh at me when I tell this story, but when I was pregnant with each of my sons, I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and I know we're not the only church that use that olive oil. The oil that the pastors slap on your forehead, or they rub it all in your hair, or they might touch you on your body wherever you have an ailment, your arm, your leg, your stomach, whatever. I used to slap that stuff on my belly and make crosses on my forehead and all kind of stuff and be praying that I did not have a girl. Why? Because just in my existence alone, growing up and seeing behavior of boys, girls, siblings, cousins, friends, neighbors, strangers, um, it just seems like girls wasn't something that I was capable of doing well without getting locked up. And I just knew that if God gave me daughters, it would be an experience for the books. And I don't know. I think God just knew, like, this one right here, you just gonna have boys, because I already know you, boo. I already know you. I know your record. I know your past. I know your track. I know your temper. I know your, I know you don't do really disrespectful kids. I didn't do it with my siblings. I didn't do it, boy. When I tell you, my siblings, when they tried to get out of pocket with me, and they was just kids, and I was the teen. And when mama and them wasn't around, oh man, I thought that shit. You would have thought I was the mama. I got in the boy. Me and my brothers used to rumble. Okay. We used to rumble in that house, and then as soon as mama and daddy come home, shit, it'd be all peace and quiet. Like we ain't been doing but playing games or watching TV all day. I'd be like, y'all better not say shit. Y'all better not say damn thing. They be sitting there. They be like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. I hurt myself outside. They say some shit. We used to bang up in that house. But I just knew I didn't want a girl. So anyway, there's this lady online on TikTok who had posted, I need help, I need advice how to, handle my disrespectful teenage daughter. So again, it's 2 videos. Well, I think it was 3 altogether, but I got the 2 videos that I thought were the best to show on here. So I'm gonna show you a part 1, and then I'm gonna show you a part 2. And I think the first one is like 2 minutes, and I think the second one is like a minute and a half. So we're gonna watch part 1 first, then we're gonna chit chat about it. And then I'm going to play part 2, okay? And then I'll also be reading some of the comments that I saw in the chats and some of the comments that I saw other places on social media who were also discussing the same story. And then also we're going to, chime in our own commentary as well. So let me pull this video up real quick. This is going to be part 1. And I can't remember, do I got to hit mute when I'm playing the video from my actual PC? We'll see. We about to find out. And please come on in, you guys. Please make sure you like and share the video on the way in. Please and thank you. Please help us get in the algorithm, stay in the algorithm. Y'all know how it go. Okay, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right, I'm going to hit mute and hit play. Okay, my bad. I hit the wrong button. Here we go.
Parents of disrespectful teenagers. These are the only ones I want to. Parents of disrespectful teenagers. These are the only ones I want to hear from. Okay. I don't want to hear from the ones who, oh, you should have raised them right, this and that, whatever. I have a terrible fucking teenager. Okay. But what I want to know is, how would you handle this situation? I have a teenager that just is deciding that she's going to leave the house all hours of the night, go and stay at her boyfriend's house, come home the next morning, mid-afternoon, not going to school, just deciding she is just going to do what the fuck she wants to do. Right? Don't tell me to beat her ass. I done already fucking done that shit. The bitch is a fucking wrestler. We rumble back and forth. Like, it's too much. I'm not gonna fight her. She cusses me out. Right? Like, I mean, I told y'all I was embarrassed and I didn't want to get on the fucking internet, but I'm just gonna air this shit out because it's too much. Okay, but this whole thing about her leaving my motherfucking house, right? And just coming back whenever she wants to come back, turning off her location, not letting me know where she's at. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this at all. And I am like this close. I don't know what the fuck to do, but I'm losing it over here. I am fucking losing it. Okay? I have cut her cell phone service off many times. Nothing phases this fucking girl. And I don't know what else to do to get it through her head that it's like, I don't understand. Like at this point, I'm just like, just let me know where you're going. Just let me know where you're going. That way I have a compass. You know what I'm saying? If you come up missing or something happened to you, at least I have a compass to be like, okay, well, she told me she was going over here. I don't even have I'm not gonna fucking tell the police at this moment. I am just so at my wits' end with this fucking girl. No, she cannot go live with her dad. Her dad is fucking dead. No, I don't have any family members to send her to. They don't want her. So I don't know what else to fucking do.
Well. What do y'all have to say about part 1 of the video? Please chime in, let me know. At the end of the second video, I will be dropping a link to see if anybody wants to chime in. But one thing I just have to say about what the lady had to say about her daughter. Some of the things that she's going through, a lot of parents have went through. The disrespect, the trying to come in any hours of the day, or not coming home at all, or not wanting to tell you where they going or who they with, or just acting like, how they say, like they get up there and they start, them hormones start going, and it's like you can't tell them shit, because as parents, kids believe that we don't know nothing and that we don't honestly know the best for them. We know how to feed them, clothe them, house them. We know how to care for them until they can care for themselves. But after that, it's like, oh, y'all don't know shit. That's how some kids treat their parents. Like, oh, y'all don't know shit. I can do everything I want, and I can still be in your house doing whatever the hell I want. And what you gonna do about it? And society has placed that in the kids' mentality over probably the last 20, I want to say maybe the last 20 to 25 years. Society, the government has placed that in the children's mentality that I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and I'm going to still live in your house and under your roof. And what you going to do about it? And that's just what it is. Now, years and years ago, before that, shit. You know how many kids was on their own way back in the gap, like moving out at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like that was no big thing way back in the gap. And a lot of times they moved out because they weren't getting along with their parents. Or they moved out because the girl might have found some guy, some older gentleman, and she preferred to stay with her older guy. And she moved out, and, all this whoop, whoop, whoop. Sometimes parents would find an older person for their daughter. Okay, that's just how it was back in the day. I'm glad that changed, though. I'm really glad that changed. But some of the things that I wish had never changed was such things as like prayer in school, such things like allowing people to actually parent their kid, like in society today. And for like the last 20 or 30 years, CPS has been a big figure in many households. And there are some households where CPS needs to be there. They need to be there. They need to check in on them kids. Matter of fact, there's a story that I just ran across today. This little girl, she had been beaten and abused by her father and his girlfriend. And for a long time, it's a little girl. She kept running away. She would like run away, run down the street, run through the city. She was trying to get help from anybody, from any fucking adult she saw, even from homeless people. She was trying to get help. And what happened? They kept bringing her back home. The police kept bringing her back home. And then they found the little girl recently dead at the hands of her dad and his girlfriend. So yeah, there are times when CPS needs to be in people's households and where they fall short sometimes. But then there's the people who want to discipline their kids, and they're not beating them. They're not killing them. They're giving them a good old school spanking. You know what I'm saying? We used to get our ass whooped back in the day. We survived. Shit, you know what I'm saying? When they brought that into households where parents were afraid to discipline their kids, that made it a lot worse for us as adults. And then you know what happens? When we can't discipline our kids the way it's been done, people been disciplining their kids since the Barney and Pep, you know what I'm saying, the Flintstone era. People been disciplining their kids forever, ever. But we can't discipline our kids like we want to anymore. And then what they say, oh, well, if you don't know how to control your kid, this is the authority in the government. If you don't know how to control your kid, if you don't know how to make them go to school, we can, put charges on you. Put charges on you. And I told y'all the story before about my own household where my siblings, see, I love going to school. My brothers didn't. I love my sisters. We love going to school. The main reason why we love going to school was because, you go to school, you try to be all cute, the guys, not only that, but the main reason I love going to school is because our school that we went to, which was a melting pot over South, it was drama every damn day. I mean, it was, how in the B sector, how it used to be, especially when the Rona was around, when the Rona was running rapid through everybody's household across the world, and the B sector was like 25.8, 365, whatever, 366, 399, and we was on here all day, every day. And if you even slept 5 minutes, you missed a whole bunch. That's how I felt our school was back then. If you were late for school, if you missed a day of school, if you were sick, you come back the next day, like, girl, guess what happened when you was gone? It was just drama. And I always been the type of person who loved drama but didn't like to necessarily be in the drama. I had a whole bunch of shit going on at home that was dramatic. And so I didn't want to be in drama. That's how I've always been, even to this day. That's why I might be in the B sector, but I don't call myself a beefer because I don't beef. And you'll never catch me around this motherfucker just running around, shaking my head all over the place, spitting and screaming all over the screen and doing some of the nasty shit that people be doing. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit is entertaining. Some of the shit is damn right disgusting. But what I'm trying to say is, in high school, when I was going to school, I love going to school. And then, when you have siblings who aren't in your same grade, and they're on a whole different level, like I'm talking about high school, then junior high, then grade school, you know what I mean when I say different levels? A lot of times when you're out of school, the younger kids are still in school and vice versa. So there were times where my little siblings were out of school and we were in school. My mom be like, I can't find nobody to watch them, so you got to stay out of school. I would cry. My big old teenage butt would cry. Why can't they stay home by themselves? Why can't you get somebody? Why can't you stay home? Why do I gotta miss school? I used to cry because I hated missing school. Missing school was so much more fun than being at home. And that's just my household. My household was dramatic. And so I prefer to be at school. But my siblings didn't want to go to school. After they got to like 7th grade, 8th grade, shit. My mama couldn't get them to go to school. And that's why I said this lady, the video that we just watched, and that was just part one. I'm going to play part two. But this lady in the video that we just watched, how she was saying she can't get her daughter to come home. Her daughter stays out all hours of the night. Da 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 da. I mean, when I was coming up, there were times when we were, out late at night. But as long as you went to school, it's crazy because, like, y'all know how, some of y'all know how I used to fight, especially the ones that know me personally, my family, friends who watch. They know how much I used to fight back in the day. It didn't matter. My mother didn't give a damn if I fought. It didn't matter if it was in church. It didn't matter if it was in front of the house, down the street, around the corner. It didn't matter if it was at the grocery store. It didn't matter where it went down. Hospital. My mother didn't give a fuck because, for one thing, she couldn't do shit about it. I was that, like, crazy where it's like, you jump in that fight, I'm gonna fuck you up. And it's not like I want to hit my mama or I want to hit authority, but it's like, when you know how you fight, you just see red. You don't care who in your way trying to pull you off somebody. You just swing it and bang it. So she had a I don't give a fuck attitude. Even when I had fights at church, your daughter out there fighting against Sister Mary, she keep on doing whatever the fuck she was doing till she was finished doing whatever the fuck she was doing. Then she come out there, are you done yet? Are you ready to go? And we would go home. And she'd be like, God don't like you fighting in church. Because she was really religious. God don't like you fighting in church and disrespecting the Lord's house. And I'm like, well, shit, they up there fucking disrespecting me in the Lord's house. They asked for that whooping. Shit. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're... See, y'all, a lot of y'all Pentecostal folks, y'all probably know that. Y'all, we used to say that at the end of every service in church. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we are present, asking for one another. Hey, Sis Lo, I know you know that quote. But yeah, I was just talking about how you handle this, how you guys handle disrespectful teenagers. And we already saw part one of the video. But before I play part two, I just want to say I brought up my siblings and my brother and how we used to stay up all night and how my mother didn't always care that we were out late. But when it came to school, I could not fight at school, y'all. If I fought at school, my mother would. Boy, besides disrespecting her, I think the only other thing was us not going to school or us being bad in school. So school was a big thing. And I think school was a big thing to my mother because she didn't get good schooling in the SIP when she was younger. My mother might have graduated from high school. When she got here to Nebraska, after coming from Mississippi with her mother and aunties and some of my aunties and uncles who came from the South. My grandma, again, I told y'all before, she had like 17 siblings. A few of them moved here. I think a few moved to Chicago. Yep, because I still got some aunties there. And some moved to Cali. So we got family all the way from the SIP to Cali. We got some in Chicago. We got some in Utah, and just spread a little other places too, but mainly in the SIP, mainly in Mississippi. Probably 75% of my family is in Memphis. Probably 25. No, I probably say 60% is in Memphis. Probably 20% is in Mississippi, and then the rest is scattered here, and a few in Cali, and a few in Utah and Chicago. And that's just guessing. That's just guessing. But when my mother was younger, the schooling down in the SIP, you know how it was. If you was born in the South, way back in the day, you could just skate through. Man, you couldn't, if you didn't read. Now, I ain't saying my mama couldn't read. I'm just using an example. Whether you could read, whether you could add and subtract, they would pass your ass on, pass, see you next year, pass. When she got here, and got to the schools here for high school, it was like a whole nother. It was very hard for her to keep up. She still graduated, but she didn't have good schooling like some of the rest of us did. You know what I'm saying? So my mother took school really seriously. She wanted you to go to school every day that school was open, if you could, and she wanted you to graduate. My brothers who didn't want to go to school, it got to a point they got older. They was like, fuck that. We ain't going to school. We ain't coming home. We're going to do what we want to do. We're going to kick it with our homies. We're going to do whatever they want to do. You know what happened to her? The motherfucking school and the Board of Education tried to come at her and say, if them boys wasn't in school, you going to be facing charges. You know what my mama did? First, she sent me. She would send me a few times to go get my brothers, drag their asses home, wherever they was kicking it at. They happened to have friends who had a mother who didn't give a fuck what they did. They could drink, they could smoke, they could have older girls in the house, in the crib. They used to kick it in the basement of their friend's mama house. And compared to our house, that's one of the reasons why I didn't like being at home too, because our house was dramatic, and then also it was very strict and very religified. And me and my brothers just wasn't on that same shit that my mom was on. We just wasn't. We got to a certain age, it was like, we don't want to go to church no more. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that, you know. But I still went to school. I still held some level of respect for my parent. I didn't cuss and not come home and none of that shit. I might not have liked some of the shit she said. We might have had some back and forth, but for the most part, I think I respected my mother, you know, a lot when she was alive, when I was living at home. I eventually ran off several times, then finally ran away, like at the end of, like in the middle of 12th grade year, and never came back. And then y'all have heard the story. I didn't talk to my mom for about 4 years till I got pregnant with my first son and blah, blah, blah. After that, it was like happily ever after with me and my mom. But my brother, she would send me to go get them. Even the mom of their friend, she was like, why they got to go home? They like it over here. They ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm keeping them safe. They're not going to school, ma'am. And they're in like the 7th grade and the 6th grade. I mean, come on now. Like, really? And then my mom over here facing going to jail for truancy or whatever the fuck they call that shit. And so, you know what my mama did after a while? Neither me, I, or their dad could keep, I say their dad because that was my stepdad, even though I called him dad too. But we couldn't keep them in the house. We couldn't keep them in school. So she said, okay, I'm going to leave it to the law, leave it to the hands of the law. They had to go to, one of them had to go to, I can't remember if one went to, did they both go to boys centers, some type of juvenile place? I think one of them eventually went to jail and got his shit there, like GED. And I think the other one went to this like juvenile facility till he was 18. And, you know, basically they were forced. They were forced to get their GED. And that was it. She was like, fuck that. So I saw in the comment section of this lady who was posting this request for advice on how to deal with her own disrespectful teenager. A lot of people were saying shit like that. Shit, if you can't handle, if you can't make them go to school, if you can't keep them home, and you know the law's gonna come after you, sometimes you gotta wash your hands. Wash your hands from them. If they old enough to be out there on their own, and what's them papers called when kids get them papers to be on their own? Let them do that. People were suggesting that. People were suggesting, take this away, take away the Wi-Fi, take away the phone, take away this, take away that. The lady was like, I've done all that. And the lady was like, shit, some people were like, oh, I would lay hands, I would do this. You know, we can't do what we used to do back in the day. We can't. I mean, you can and hope that you don't get in trouble. You hope and pray, wish upon a star that you don't get in trouble. And then some parents just don't give a fuck. Like one time when I had to whoop my child, I told y'all this story before. One time I had to whoop Cam and it was in school. And I kept getting phone calls every day, 2-3 times a day from the teacher. Cam in here doing this. Cam in here doing that. So I would get Cam home and I would discipline him and I would ground him and I would do this and do that. Still every day, Cam is doing this. Cam is doing that. So I was like, okay, shit. It was becoming a problem with my job because I keep getting these phone calls from the school. So this one time, the teacher called and said, Cam is doing this. Cam is crawling under the... I don't know what was wrong with that boy. He was a knucklehead when he was little. he eventually matured out of that. But when he was a little, I think he probably got that from his dad, because his dad was like the comedian, the goofball in the classrooms back in the day. He was that. That was his dad. Maybe he got it from him. I don't know, because he didn't get it from me. But one day I told the teacher, I said, I'm about to go to lunch and I'm about to swing by the house and I'm about to get me a contraption and I'm coming to that school. She was like, oh, do not tell my son I'm coming to that school. She was like, oh, okay. And so I got off of lunch. Like I said, I got off of lunch. I was flying, y'all. I had to hit the interstate. Then I ran in the house, got my little belt, jumped back in the car, hit the interstate, got to the school. Emancipation, thank you, sis. I got to the school. I walked in that classroom, and he was in there doing something. And I was like, Cam. He turned around. He was shocked. He was like, hey, Mom, what you doing? Come here. He come out the door. He already knew he was in trouble. He's like, where the fuck she come from? What ain't she supposed to be at work? I took his ass to the bathroom. Mind you, it was lunch period. So there was a line of kids outside the bathroom. You know how the kids go to lunch, then they go to recess, they get drinking water, you know, all that shit. So there's a line of kids from a classroom, another classroom outside the bathroom at the water fountain, each in line to drink water. I walked past some kids. I had Cameron. I took him in the bathroom, the girls' bathroom, and I took him in that stall. And I commenced to whoop his butt. He was in there, oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. Do I gotta come to the school again? No. You sure ain't gotta come to school? No. You know how you be talking to your kids when you whoop them? I said, if I had to come to this school one more time, he was like, no. Not only was he shocked that I came up there and spanked him at school, because he usually got spankings at home. Not only that was a thing. It was that he was embarrassed because he got spanked at school. It was kids outside the bathroom who heard it. But you know, the funniest thing was, after I took him back to his classroom, I looked him dead in the eye. I said, you know why I came up here, right? And he was like, yes, I know. And I said, do you want me to come back? No. You gonna act right? No. Is the teacher gonna call me again? No. All right. Gave him a kiss, gave him a hug. See you later. Love you. Bye. Love you, Bob. So on the way home, I called my mom, told her what happened. Oh my God. You going to jail? Y'all, my mama was like, oh Lord, how much money I got in the bank? She said, Pooh, you're going to jail. You cannot do that. I said, I don't know if I'm going to jail or not. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going back to work. And I went back to work. Never heard anything from the school. Never heard anything from the teachers. After that. Now, of course, after he got older and got into junior high, he would cut up a little bit, but it wasn't nothing like that. It was the normal junior high, high school shit. You know what I'm saying? Homework late. Cameron. Now it's both of the boys every now and then. Oh, they doing this. Oh, them and some of their friends. You know how when they get cliquish. Oh, him and some of his friends, they just be disrupting class. Okay, I got you. Come home, ain't nothing in the room but clothes. All the new shoes. But the bed. All the new shoes, TVs, new clothes, all the stuff that they really love. That was how I handled it with my kids. Everybody handled their kids differently. That's how I handled it with my kids. My kids hated to have the things that they loved removed from them. And I usually got them within 24 hours to prove to me that they deserved it back. Even though I would have them grounded for much longer than that, they be around there. Mama, what do I need to do? Mama, what you need done? Mama, want me to wash your car? Mama, you need mama? Mama, I went to class early. I went to the library after class. I did all my homework. Mama, I mean, they wanted them phones back. They wanted them games, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo 64, whatever the hell they had. They wanted all that shit back. They didn't want to wear the last year's tennis shoes to school. They wanted their new shoes that was bought for them to school. I took everything. I would have shit all in my closet, shit in my trunk, TVs in my car. I didn't play when it came to groundation. Some people ground their kids and they ground their kids, but the kids still got phones. The kids still got a TV. The kids still got like, huh? No, sir, no, ma'am. How you ground a kid and they still got electronics? No, sir, no, ma'am. I didn't play that shit. But anyway, some people was telling this lady, things like that, take away the devices. Some people even said, give her the silent treatment. It was some people in her chat said, when my mother used to give me the silent treatment, especially when I really needed something, that used to eat them up. That used to eat them up. Somebody said in the chat, I hated when my mother would give me the silent treatment. And I tried that one before with my sons too. And I know they do hate that. Kids do hate the silent treatment, especially when they're trying to get back on your good side. Because usually when you give your child the silent treatment, they know you are so Have you ever been so upset? Okay, I done been there. I'm talking about me. Have you ever been so upset with your kid that you can't even look at them? You can't talk to them? You don't want them in your presence because you feel like if you had any type of back and forth or got too close to them, it was over. It was over. Like, I'd be like, get away from me because I'm about to treat you like somebody on the street. And my kids already knew. I was a fighter. I fought boys. I fought girls. My brothers used to tell them all the time, y'all do not want to scrap with your mama. You do not want to scrap with your mama. Of course, if you hit your mama, we coming over here and we going to tear your ass out the frame. They knew that. They dads was street. My brothers, they knew that. That's one thing about the kids in our family. The kids in our family knew, whether it was cousins, whether it was siblings, whether it was the aunties, all the kids in our family across the board knew that if they ever strike their mama, whoever mama in the family, it's going to be a household full of people at that crib. So you might as well run away. You might as well run away. But sometimes kids will still try you. They will still try you. And they will walk up on you or they'll try to intimidate you to make you think that they might do something. And if you got a child that's intimidating you, tell them, try it. Tell them, try me. Try me. I know some kids that have tried their parents before, and that was the last time they tried their parents before. Sure enough. But yeah, so this lady said, she don't want to put her hands on her daughter because she done that before. She said, my daughter's a wrestler. We be tumbling around on the ground and shit. And I'm just picturing this because if her daughter is a wrestler, they have all those moves. They can put your leg around you, your arm around you, have your back twisted and all. I'm just picturing that shit, right? And that's still fucked up because you shouldn't put your hands on your parent. I mean, unless I feel like there are times where parents go overboard when they doing spankings or punishments. And I feel like if a child fought back, fight back. Because if a parent is seriously abusing you, you need to fight back, get away, go to the police, go to a family, go to a friend, go to a teacher, go to somebody and get help. I would never tell a child if your parents is abusing you, just take it. If you, just like with a man and a woman in a relationship, or man and man, woman and woman, whatever. If you are getting abused, I would never tell somebody just take it. Get your ass up out of there. Get your ass up out of there. I used to tell my kids all the time, you respect adults, you respect authority, you respect me, your father, your grandparents, teachers. But if there's anybody that is harming you, or they're truly disrespecting you, just let me handle it. Holler at me. If somebody's abusing you, try your best to get away. Try your best to get away. Just like I would tell anybody else's kid, try your best to get away. Try your best to stay alive so you can come home. That's what I would tell any kid. That's what I used to tell my kids. And then let me know if somebody brought harm to you, and we will handle it the way we want to handle that. But yeah, so if a child isn't getting like really, really abused by their parent as far as whoopings, spankings, beatings, then hey, as a kid, you better take that shit. Because one thing about it, two things for sure, you would prefer for the most part to get whooped at home than be out there in the street and get fucked up by the police. Because sometimes your parents will whoop you and spank you and punish you, and you'll live to see the next day. 9 times out of 10, you'll live to see the next day. But you can have an encounter with a police officer on a bad day of theirs and never come home. Never come home. Or you can get beat and end up in the hospital, severely injured for the rest of your life, and be like, damn, the shit mama gave me, the shit daddy gave me was the shit. So that's why a lot of parents too hate the fact that they can't discipline their children the way they used to, because a lot more often kids these days are doing a lot more crimes and a lot more heinous crimes. See, back in the day, a lot of kids would, rebel. They might start slanging. They might even steal a car. That was pretty popular in our city back then. I don't know. Today it's just people, just kids. A lot of kids is committing a lot of heinous crimes, and I feel a lot of the kids have parents that really love them and try to care for them. But at a certain point, it's like you can't do nothing with them. The schools don't help a lot of times. The family don't help a lot of times. What I'm trying to say, they be having sometimes treatment centers in certain communities, therapy, counseling, things like that. It don't always help. But I'm telling you, back in the day, a good old fashioned butt whooping used to do the trick for the most part. It did. A lot of us survived and grew up and look back and appreciate our parents spanking our butt and keeping us in line, because we know where we could have been. But, that's just my 2 cents. That's just my 2 cents. But I'm going to play part 2 of this video. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay, here's part 2. And y'all, please make sure you liking and sharing the video, please, and thank you. I'm gonna drop the link after we watch part 2 of this video, just in case anybody want to chime in on things they might have tried or successfully or unsuccessfully raising teenagers, disrespectful, defiant teenagers. If we don't have anybody who wants to hit the link, then we'll wrap up shortly after that. But I was trying to be on here for give you at least an hour today. So let me go ahead and play part 2.
So I made that video about my disrespectful teenager. And you guys had some really sound advice. And the consensus is to just be silent and let her go. I'm very impressed by that, because usually y'all are just like, beat her ass. And it's just like, we've tried that. It's not working. But also I just appreciate that, like, there was so many parents that have gone through the same thing. Like, so many parents have just had to let their teenagers go. Have let them, like, fall where they fall. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to respond to all 3,000 and something comments. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I am seeing your comments come in. They're literally coming in by the minute. And you guys are all saying the same thing. They're just like, let her go. Be silent. Like keep the home as like a landing spot for her, but like just let it go. Because it's causing me to be sick, as you can see. So, yeah. I have to let my teenager go.
So that was the second half. So y'all let me know your thoughts on that too. Excuse me. About how she feels about some of the comments people left her about letting her daughter go. Again, my mother had to do that with my brother. She just had to wash her hands. They went to juvie. They went to, wherever it was. They did what they did in there. They was forced to go to school, forced to get their GED, things that she couldn't get them to do to stay in school and stuff. And I have to say, in my household, we didn't have a perfect household. It was pretty dramatic. It was a lot of mistakes that I can say to this day that my mother and father made raising us. I thought there were a lot of areas that they could have did differently. But as I always say as well, when it comes to our parents were taught by the parents before them. Their parents were taught by the parents before them. And it wasn't really up to our generation where the laws and shit started getting stricter on spankings and punishment and kids dropping out of school to work on farms and to do this or do that or work at the family company or family store or the family business or whatever. So a lot of the generations before us, shit, come on now. They come from the early 1900s and on up, and they were disciplined by the white men. They turn around and discipline their children harshly because they were taught by the white men how to discipline children harshly. It was no talking. It was no understanding. It was no, let's sit down and go to therapy. It was none of that. It's like, you do this or I'm going to get your ass. You do this or I'm going to fuck you up. That's how our parents were taught. Our parents were beat with sticks and switches and everything else, extension cords and all kind of shit. And some people, even in my generation, some of them were beat that way too. But they were like, that's why I said I do thank God that the laws got stricter for child abuse, but I just hate how the laws interfere also at the same time with how we who are not abusing our children can't discipline them the way we want to without worried about if CPS is going to come and drag our kids out of our house and take us to jail. Because our kid kept acting up and y'all telling me they don't want to go to school. So I'm trying to make them go to school. I'm grounding them. I'm punishing them. I'm doing this and doing that. And then when I spank them, then y'all want to come, oh, well, let us take care of it. We're going to throw them in somebody else's household and see if they can do better and throw your ass in jail. So CPS has its good and its bad. But where CPS is at its worst is when they interfere with families that are doing their very best with their children, but these other families whose children are getting just assaulted, SA'd, unalived, beaten, starved, locked up in basements, locked up in cages. Where is CPS? Kids be damn near dead before CPS believes children when they tell them what's going on. We see it over and over again, just like the story about the little girl I told you I just saw on the news today. For over the last year, she had been telling people, running away. My daddy is abusing me. His girlfriend's abusing me. They kept taking that little girl back to her house each and every time. She even ran away and tried to live with homeless people. Little girl, I'm talking grade school. Not a teenager, I'm talking grade school. And nobody would believe her. And now she's gone. and the father and the girlfriend is responsible because CPS, so nobody would see. So you see what I mean? They have their good and they have their bad. What's up, Sally O'Malley? How you doing? But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that because I thought that was an interesting. I thought it was interesting for one that she came on social media and asked for advice. But you know, one comment that I saw that really stuck out for me. Check this out, y'all. I saw this one comment. It said, people love to pretend kids wake up at 13 and randomly become monsters. Like there wasn't a decade plus of modeling attachment, regulation, neglect, inconsistency, or outright emotional harm before that. Behavior is communication. When a child doesn't have safety, vocabulary, or trust, the message come out sideways. And the comments about she chose this path are especially nasty. Children do not have the same agency adults do. Their nervous systems are still developing. Their sense of self is still fragile. If a kid is acting out to this degree, something is wrong. And they put wrong in capital letters with a lot of G's behind it. Somebody else said most parents who are the problem will never admit it. Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely agree with that one. But then you also got to keep in mind, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before I drop this link. Excuse me. And I'm not sure if anybody wants to hit the link or not, but I'm going to drop it anyway. And I'll wait a few minutes to see if anybody hit it. But the last thing I was going to say was you can be or think that you are, or you can really be an amazing, great, awesome, caregiving, hands-on parent, a visual parent. I was a very visual parent. I always wanted to know where my kids was. Always. If I didn't hear from them, I'm calling coaches, teachers, parents, their friends. Oh, I gotta know where you was. I didn't stop doing that with both of my sons until they actually moved out. That's one thing. I don't care if you 16, 17, 18, 19. If you still living in my household and you are a young adult, then I need to know where you're going. Not because I'm just trying to be nosy. Like my kids will tell you. But they both each, they're like 4 years apart, but they both each moved out around 24. And they will tell you, even Cam, the youngest one, yeah, shit, I was 23, 24. Mom saying, where you going? I'm going here. All right, be safe. Because my kids from a very young age, they understood why I needed to know. Even if you're grown, you can go out there and do what you want to do. Even if you stay at home, as long as you mind me, respect me, help share some of these bills, help share the household duties. Make sure you take that trash out every fucking week and bring the trash cans back in. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that kids still must do in your household, even if they're grown. And let them not be grown. I'm talking over 25, 30. Like, why? First of all, why are you still here? Second of all, the mortgage is this much. How much you plan on paying to keep staying here? Like after a kid gets certain age, you don't treat them like kids where, just give me this or just give me what you can. No, once they get grown, you either gonna move out on your own or we splitting all this shit. You a roommate after a certain age. And I strongly feel that way. If you let a child stay in your house past 25 and they not a full-time student or some bullshit like that, or they're not sick or injured or mentally challenged or something like that, and they working, they making their money, they out kicking and hanging, taking their girls out or whatever, doing what they do. Oh, you a roommate. We splitting everything, the lights, the gas, the cable, the mortgage or the rent, whatever you pay. Okay, that I strongly feel that way. Now, if they're under the age of 25, I feel like you're the parent. This is your house. You should pay the majority of the bills. The kids should kick in, especially if they grown and they working and they just don't want to move out. Yeah, you're going to pay some bills. But for the most part, I believe the majority of the bills should fall on the parent. But after 25, usually, shit, you tell the kids some shit like that, they be ready to move out. But again, both of mine moved out at 24, but they'll tell you, both of them, up until the day that they moved out, where you going? I would text them, where you at? It's 1 in the morning. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'll be home about an hour or two. And see, that's the thing about it. Once my kids got like over 21, as long as they was respectful, as long as they told me where they was going, I didn't really care. I know some parents are really strict on kids coming in their house, and I was like that when they were younger. Oh no, you got to be in by this time. If you pass this time, you grounded. But once they got older, like 21, 22, 23, I'm like, okay, just let me know where you're going. You going over here? You going to your girlfriend's? I just need to know. So if there's like anything happens, I can say, well, the last thing I know, my son said he was going here. I know where to start if anything happens. If I don't hear from you for the next 12 hours or a day or something, and I'm like, where the fuck? No, this ain't right. Where my son at? Where my son at? Where my son at? Oh, no. Because my sons know I will come find them. Nope. Okay. Let me call too many times and I don't hear back from you. Shit. I done had some scary moments, especially when that one was off into college and I couldn't reach him for a while. Shit, I was calling the authority and he was out there in the hick town. Shoot, in the hills have eyes type of town. And I kid you not, that oldest one went to a college in a hills have eyes looking little tiny ass town. It was nothing but hills, just rolling hills, rolling hills, rolling hills, rolling hills, little raggedy houses, little Timbuktu neighborhoods, little, I mean, it was, and it was the other side of the hand that was living in them areas. I was a little nervous when he first said he wanted to go there, but he begged me and I let him go. But child, one day when I didn't hear from him, boy, and I know there's nothing around them. It's a school and nothing but land and fields and hills and a whole bunch of, I don't know. I'm telling you, I ain't never seen a hood till I seen a hood like that before. All the hoods I done seen, whether in big cities, little cities, when you get to the outer skirt towns where it ain't nothing but dirt and hills, I swear, I'm like, what the fuck? Do anybody work around this motherfucker? I mean, houses look like they falling apart. I mean, just run down raggedy ass houses all the way, like for hours and hours to get to this school. And I'm looking around like, oh my God, I pray to God my car never breaks down on this highway going back and forth to this boy's school. It was like that. And I hated to go at night. I hated to go at night, but sometimes my son, especially if it's a holiday, I'll be like, okay, son, I want to go before it get dark. No, Mom. I don't want to go yet. Family is still around. Family's still here. We still kicking it. Do I got to go back to school right now? Child, it was scary. It was so scary because it would be pitch black. You know, when you ride the highways in the middle of nowhere and it's pitch black and you got to turn on your brights. Like when you hit corners or when you got to have on your brights. The hills are so bad. Like you could be going up a steep hill and you don't know what's on the other side of that hill. You better hope the person is on the right side of the lane. That's how it was going back and forth to my oldest son's school. Just hours of that. And so, yeah, I was so glad when he stopped going to that school because nighttime, I swear, I used to think somebody's going to jump out in the middle of the street and eat me or something. I'm like, I had those like, I must have watched too many scary movies growing up. That's all that was. But seriously, the whole town and all the towns on the way to the school, it reminded me of the hills have eyes. People walking around looking like everybody on crack, everybody on meth, like all that. And then you get to the school and it's all this nice land. It's all this nice land and these nice schools, nice buildings in the middle of no fucking where. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then as soon as you leave the school, about 15, 20 minutes out, you back into this. I'm like, oh no. What's up, Charlie Boo? How you doing?
Girl, I've been listening the whole time. I was playing my little zombie game while I was listening.
Bro, I swear, Charlie, I used to be so scared driving back and forth to my son's school.
You made me drop out the bushes, stop playing my game.
I used to be really scared.
I have been through some. Let me tell you something. First time, I'm from the South, right? You know Mississippi. We from the South.
Yep.
But when you go to one of those areas for the first time, it is scary as shit. I ended up going to Alabama with an ex of mine to see some of his stepfather's family, right? Child, they had a cousin living in the shed. That was the first time I ever seen one of them pull toilets with the, the thing that goes up to sun, you pull the long ass string. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Child, I was like, I don't know if I should be here or not. I'm scared. And I was in the backwoods of Alabama. So I was afraid, child. I was afraid. I'm like,
scary.
I was like, scary. What if one of them motherfuckers think I'm black and they try
Girl, and you white, and you like, shit, I hope they think I'm white enough. Like,
I'm scared. Like, I'm like, shit, what if they come to get me, child?
Girl, well, see, the way it was to his school, okay, you know how you riding on the highways, right? It's just long highways. It's just all highway. After you get off the main interstate and you get off on that side road, that side highway, the rest of the way is all highway, right? 2-lane road. And it's nothing but mountains and hills and mountains and hills. But then, every so often, you know how they have the side roads that seem like they lead to the end of nowhere, old country roads. It was so many old country roads that leads to the middle of nowhere. And so I was like, damn, if I ever got stranded, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, I would be so scared and so terrified. And then the Wi-Fi, like the Wi-Fi on your phone or the data.
You don't get no service in those areas.
Yep, it would be in and out, in and out, in and out. So when I say I used to be scared, I couldn't wait till my son. Oh, I couldn't wait till he came back here and went to school here locally. I was like, oh. But you see that comment in the chat?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. You tell him that if he wants to hire a dog walker, he got $4,000 a month. And also, he needs the carpet clean or have somebody come in and clean your house. If he ain't going to take care of it, he needs to hire somebody to do it. So, and if he's driving your car, he better be putting gas in it. He better be taking care of all the damn, upkeep that comes with it. And I don't know what to do about the drinking, but child, I would kick them. I love my child, but I would say you got to go.
Let me just tell you this, Sally, it would never happen. It would never happen. If my 36-year-old son was at home, it was because he might have fell on hard times, because that can happen. And that's one thing most parents tell their kids when they move out. This is always going to be your home. I don't want you to come back, but shit sometimes happens. Kids get sick. They lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? The economy, it happens. And if my 36-year-old had to come back home, and he needed me to, hey, you can stay here for a couple months. I ain't even gonna make you pay no bills. Just stay here for a couple months so you can get the fuck back out, right?
Basically, save up your money,
there, right? But if they just want to live there and they making $4,000 a month, that makes no goddamn sense.
See, at $4,000 a month, I'm gonna say this: even when I wasn't making that much, and I lived with my mom and daddy, I paid rent so that I could help on bills. I helped bring groceries into the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did shit for them. Like, they didn't, of course, charge me what it would be if I lived out on my own. Right. But I was a grown ass woman with a child. I need to contribute to them damn bills. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was just saying before you hit the link. I said when my sons were staying home, they both moved out at 24. Up until they left, they paid bills. Shit. Even when they were teenagers and they worked at places like Walmart or Taco Bell, I didn't take their whole check, but I was like, okay, give me $50. They check might be $350, $400.
Shit, they got it cheaper than I did. They did it cheaper than I did.
But see, it was more of like, excuse me. What I did was when my kids were teenagers, I take a portion, you put a portion in the bank in your savings. And I was joint accounts with my kids. I was on their accounts so I could keep track. Even when I did that before they went to college, so that when they went to college and I knew they weren't working, I could have access to their account for me to deposit money in their account. and also keep track of what they had. But no, when they were teenagers working at McDonald's, Taco Bell, shit like that, Walmart, they still paid bills. It might have only been like 50 or something dollars, something reasonable for a teenager. And they kept their other 200 or whatever. And I made them put like 100 in the bank. And that's what we did. And that's what we did. That's how I did it. I usually split it 3 ways. My take, your take, the bank take. That's how I raised my sons and taught my sons. But if they making $4,000 a month at 36 years old, that's enough money to have your own apartment, your own car, and get sloppy white girl, white boy, whatever, wasted, whatever the fuck you want to do in your own goddamn house. Sweating and drinking like raw rats in the basement. And you can have your own dog, all the dogs you want, pissing and shitting on your own motherfucking carpet. I don't understand that question.
I think that was shady towards someone. I'm not sure.
I think so too. I think so.
But too. I would still say the same thing. If you making $4,000 a month and you living with your mama, no matter what the situation, even if I like you or I don't like you, my thing is you still need to be paying some bills and help contribute to the household. And you need to take your dog and don't let them do their business, clean up after. And if they do happen to, let's say, because animals do have accidents, they're animals, right? Animals are going to, that's why I got a carpet cleaner. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff to take care of things. I got animals, right? Because animals are going to have accidents every once in a while. Make sure you pay for,
especially if they're older or they're young.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or pay for a carpet cleaner. Make sure your mama's house stay good. Don't just sit there and let them do it. You get what I'm saying? Get up, take your dog. But let's say they do have an accident and they make a stain. Clean that up. Buy your mama a carpet cleaner. If the carpet cleaner don't do it, hire a professional to do it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that everything's taken care of, because here's the thing: they don't have to let you live with them in the first fucking place. Yes, they can. A lot of families live together. Like my parents, now that they're older, they live with me. I take care of them,
and that's understandable.
They don't pay no bills, except for what they have of their own stuff, right? Like their own things, like their DirecTV, that their car insurance. You know what I'm saying? But they contribute by bringing groceries in the house. You know what I'm saying? Helping pay for incidentals like toilet paper that they need. They get their own stuff. You know what I mean? But
and like you have it set up with your family. Every situation is different. Like if my parents had to stay with me and they was making good money, shit, you ain't about to just buy no tissue.
Well, they actually contribute most of the grocery bill, so right. That's why I don't fuss.
Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? And even if it is the groceries, everybody's different. Like me personally, if I had some grown people staying with me, unless it was my parents and they were elderly and on a limited income, I know my mother for a fact would not just contribute groceries. She'd be like, I'm going to pay the lights and I'm going to pay your cable and I'll help you with groceries. But that's just how I know my mom and my dad is. They ain't going to just buy groceries or nothing like that. That's why I say it just depends on how you
when we split
in
it,
your household.
Technically, if you took the bills and you split it, it would be an even trade-off, because they're putting about $500-600 worth of groceries in the house.
And see, that's probably because you down south too.
Yeah, and
it's like the cost of living down there is a lot more cheaper than
shit. Our light bill at the most is $400. We don't have a water bill. We got a what do you call that? A well. So we don't pay a water bill.
Okay, yeah.
Garbage is only like $12 a month. Maybe up to 20. I think they raised it above 12. I think it's $18 now. Anyway, you pay it off per year. It's $200 a year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
even if it's 200 or 400, I'm just saying every household is differently. Like some people could have their kids living in their house as teenagers or adults, and they won't make them pay shit. But they could be working all day, every day, weekends, overtime, everything, trying to pay bills, and still won't make them pay shit. And I know people who got kids. I know people who got kids who have jobs and making good money, and they refuse. They tell their parents they ain't paying no shit. I know people.
Oh, hell no.
I sure do.
Oh. And I girl, when you talking about
like I wish a motherfucker girl, my son, girl.
We'd be in jail to her table. No, I'm gonna say this, like my son, you were talking about this earlier about sons trying their mamas. Mine tried me one time when he got that started getting bigger than me. He was about 14 or 15. You know when they start getting that little, I'm a man now.
Yeah. That's what I said earlier. Kids will try you. Kids will try you. I ain't gonna lie and say mine ain't never tried me. I didn't have.
I put him on his ass too.
Get a little mean face. Get a little like, and I'll be like, see, I'm Charlie.
You better fix your face. You better fix your face.
I'm so hood and I'm so street that when that shit happened, I read up on that. What you want to do? You want to do it here or you want to do it outside? That happened like once with each of them, though. That happened like once with each of them.
And I'm gonna say,
you don't intimidate me. You don't intimidate me. I'm not intimidated by nobody. I done fought big, small, fat, skinny. I've been fighting all my life. Just because you my motherfucking kid, don't mean I'm on. If you lift your hand to touch a piece of hair on my head, that's all I need. That's all I need. I'll be damned if I be one of those parents cowering in a corner, get whipped by their kid.
Oh, I'm gonna say this. Oh, hell no. And I'm gonna say this. It only takes one time to demand your respect. And I'm gonna tell you, when I crawled his ass, when he did that shit trying to bow up at me, I put him on his ass and I said, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't never put my hands on you. If you ever try that again, I'm going to. And I said, You may be bigger than me, but you ain't badder than me. And how dare you? I'm the woman who laid down and almost died having you. You should be ashamed of your behavior and ashamed of yourself. And I promise you, that damn, hurting the heart hurt worse than any ass woman could have ever had. And he ain't never disrespected me ever again. Not in his life.
My oldest son, excuse me, my oldest son, at the max, when he was living here, he probably was at his max because he played football, sports, all kind of shit. They both did. And at the max, he was like 240 and like 6'2". And there was times where he would be like misbehaving and shit. And I'd be looking up at his ass. Don't have me get in no motherfucking chair and get on this chair and knock your ass the fuck. You think he flinched or anything? It wasn't because he was scared of me.
It's because he respected you.
My son, I'm 5'3", child. And my son was 240, 6'3" at his maximum weight when he was playing football. And I'm up here like, I be talking mad shit. Why this fucking room ain't clean? If you don't get in there, clean your own room. The teacher called, your homework ain't done. Okay, you can't play today. I would go to basketball games, Charlie. If they was cutting up and they had no their homework was late, and the teacher hit me up and I'm going to the game. As soon as I get there, coach, he gotta sit. The coach be like, man, please, no, we need him. They starters. No, he gonna sit on that bench and cheer for his team. I mean,
they respected you because you didn't take shit and you put your foot down.
From the day, like I said, I always say this and people think it's funny. But I always say this, from the time that my kids could understand the English language, that's when we had an understanding. From the time that they can understand the English language. I'm not that mama. Like, they have friends who parents might let them do whatever. They always have understood what type of mama I am. But see, at the same time, a lot of their friends and a lot of our family members, cousins, they always want to be at my house. Why? Because Miss Tanya, she might be strict, but she is also fun and she was laid back and down to earth. We could go over there. We could stay up all night. We could be snacking, playing video games, laughing, talking, hollering, all the things that teenage boys love to do. But as long as you respected her house.
That's the way my son knows. Like, I'm going to say this. My son is one of the most respectful kids you will ever meet in your life. Now, sometimes does he curse a little bit too much that I wish he wouldn't. Yeah, but he's almost 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? It ain't terrible, but it's more than I would like, right? But as far as in like just disrespecting you for no apparent reason, no, that does not go down. Like he minds his manners. He helps with he has CP, so he can't do certain things, but other things he can. He helps unload the dishwasher and load it back up. You know what I'm saying? He'll help bring groceries in. We'll bring it up to the porch, and he'll take it from the porch into the house, and do little things here and there to help in the house. He keeps his room clean. I don't have to touch his room. He keeps it clean. The only thing I help him do in his room is vacuum his floor. Other than that, he keeps his bed done. He keeps his clothes taken care of. He has a hamper. When it gets full, his clothes hamper, he brings it to the laundry room, and I do his laundry. Actually, he knows how to cook now. We fixing to start teaching how to do the laundry himself, his own laundry. But it just, right now, it makes more sense because I got one of those deep load washers to put like 2 or 3 people's clothes in the big ass washer at one time, then just a little bitty load. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have him bring it in there. And then
the old fashioned lot. Well, they new, but they still the OG washers. You know what I mean?
I got one of them big boys.
Right. I never got, and people were surprised when I bought my house, being that my house was literally gutted and remodeled and all the new things in here. And I went out and I bought, even though it was like along the cheaper side of the laundry, washer and dryer wasn't the top loader or the bottom, whatever all them things are, stainless steel, none of that. It still cost me $1,200 motherfucking dollars.
I don't know. I can't remember the exact amount that we pay first. We have this little place called Cowboy Maloney in Tupelo. And I don't remember the exact price. I'd have to go look back at the invoice or whatnot. But mine's got where it does heavy loads. So it does you could do 2 big ass blankets and 2 sheets. And the reason I got one, it's just a regular old top load. The other one's a regular dryer, but it's just
mine is
bigger one. So
yeah, it's the bigger ones. That's what I got. But they're not the stainless steel. They're white.
I don't like them front loads.
Yeah,
I don't like them front loads.
And
mine are too.
Yeah, the heavy load. So me and you probably got the same ones. I got.
Girl, I'll take a picture of it one day and send it to you. But
yeah,
I got them because I have a family of 5, right? And so if I'm going to be doing all this laundry, I want to not be spending all damn day doing laundry when I want to do, covers or, I wash my, I have curtains, so I wash those. I like to take them all down and do them at one time. So it makes it a lot easier.
In the fall, there's certain times of the year that I wash all my curtains. And, because they can get dusty throughout the year. Dust can easily get in curtains. So, especially in the spring, I like to wash my curtains. But I think me and you might have the same type of washer because I have this humongous comforter, and it fits nicely in my washer. But it's just not the top load or the stainless steel. It's just white.
I don't like the side load, the front load ones. And there's a reason why I don't like those. It's because if the pump breaks down and you try to open that, it's just going to floor and shit, right? With the old school top load, where you open up the top of it and you look down, you can actually pump those out, right?
Exactly.
I don't like the new ones, and I've heard from many people that they have nothing but issues from them. So when I went to look in, I got me an old school. The only thing I wanted on it, the only thing I cared about was I wanted a big one. I didn't want a little small one where I'm gonna have to do little bitty loads and shit. I was like, I got me one. It's not quite industrial, but it's right there underneath that shit.
Right. It's when I say old school, when I say I got an old school washer and dryer, it was brand new when I bought it when I got my house. It was brand new, $1,200 set. When I say old school, I mean white. That's what I mean.
Yeah. When we mean you open up the top like the old school.
Spanking new. But it's super, super big, the washer and dryer. And I bought them because, just like you, I had heard from a lot of people who had the front loader that it was so many issues that people were having that from the door handles, trying to shut it, just different things. And I was like, I'm not
seal messing up.
Yeah, the seal. And I'm like, I'm not paying all that goddamn money. I don't need no fancy. Now, my stove and refrigerator, that's another story, though. I got to have, matter of fact, all my shit in the kitchen is Samsung. Samsung fridge, Samsung.
Mine are Kenmore.
Yes, Kenmore is good too.
I got all the what do you call that? Stainless steel.
Yeah, stainless steel.
Except for the stove itself. The stove itself's got the black top, but it's that flat top. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's how mine is. It's stainless steel everywhere, except for it has the black top.
Yeah, that's the way mine is too. You know, but other than that, like I can't. I like the stainless steel look in the kitchen. I don't know what it is about it.
I love my washer and dryer. They've been rolling and rocking with me.
I'm telling you,
shit, and it's hard to find these days. Even though we have so much access to technology and things like that, you know, they make shit to not last these days. That's why every fucking year Apple be coming out with a damn new phone every fucking year, because they know people always want the newest shit, or they know people always want something that we really, really need, like a washer, like a TV. Like TVs back in the gap, they used to last what, 20, 30, 40 years? Now a TV, you be lucky if that thing lasts 3 years.
Well, I don't know, these Samsungs, I've had this for a long time, those Samsung smart TVs. And even those, I got my mom and dad,
too.
I got them the own ones from Walmart. So it's got, what are they called? I forgot the name of them, but they have all the apps preloaded for them, so they don't really have to do nothing but sign in. And
most TVs do got all the apps already up there, and all you
Roku. I got them Roku.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All my TVs is Roku, but only one of them is Samsung Roku. The other ones is what is it? I don't know, but I like the Samsung one. I got the Samsung. That one's in the living room, and I like that because my Ring cameras.
Yeah, I
can see them on my TV.
Oh, see, I'm fixing to get me. That's the one thing I'm investing in next.
Girl,
I'm getting my storm shelter built this year, and I'm getting some cameras around the house.
Girl, Ring cameras I love my Ring cameras. I mean, Charlie, I told you I got like 10 or 12.
Yeah, I live out in the country, but I still want.
What you doing in this motherfucker for you to have all these goddamn? I got a camera. 1, 2. I got 3. From the living room to the kitchen is 3. Then I got one in my hallway. I got one in my baby's room. I got like one down in the basement, and I got like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 5 outside, all around my house.
Well, mine are going to be mostly outdoors.
Yeah.
Because I live out in the country and I need them to face every direction outside.
Every direction. Even make sure you get the blind spots, because that's the thing about my house. People are like, why you got so many cameras? The way my house is shaped, like, I don't know if you ever seen the tour of my house when I first did the walkthrough, or when I first was thinking about buying it. Because I did that. It's like on Members or something. But I did that. And if you look at my house, it's kind of shaped in a circle.
I think I remember specifically the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh, girl. You know, I think that's what's my mind just goes, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's kind of shaped in a circle, and there's blind spots. Even on the outside and the inside, there's blind spots. So that's why I have so many cameras for the blind spots. And so but see, the thing about it is, most people who know me, like if you ever come to my house, family, friend, whatever, if you ever come to my house, you know that I might have a zillion cameras all around this bitch, but I'm not paying attention to them. I don't look at them. I don't watch them. People feel free to come to my house. They kick back, kick their shoes off, drink, smoke, whatever the fuck they want to do, right? Whatever the fuck they want to do. But I had on cameras there because of my security. If anything happens to me, if anybody breaks in, that's why my cameras are here. That's why I have a pistol. That's why I have an alarm system. That's why I have cameras. It's not to spy on people or something like that. But I mentioned that because it was a view. She was on my panel one day, and she was like, I would never come to your house because you got cameras all over the place. I said, well, are you going to be doing something in my house for me to want to see it on camera?
Like, I ain't worried about it. Like, are you going to be trying to... I mean, she ain't got camera in the bathroom where you going potty, so what does it matter?
I mean, when I say, and my boys can testify to this, every now and then, like once a week, every other week, I delete everything. Because if something does happen, I don't want to go through a million videos to find it. You know what I'm saying?
And you only really truly have to save the ones that you absolutely need. Like
Well,
if
see,
something
with
goes
Ring, though,
down, you can save that video on a hard
right, you
drive.
can always save a video. You can save any video, but with Ring, they don't go away.
Yeah.
Like you know how some things like if after so long, like emails or whatever, after so long they disappear, they go away. With Ring camera, that's why I love Ring service. The videos never go away until you delete them. You can have videos months and months and months and months and months back.
Yeah,
They
I
never
got
go away.
I'm gonna get a setup that does each four corners of my house, and then I'm gonna do an extra one over the front door and an extra one over the back. Well, I got two
Yeah, do
backs,
the
but
front door and the back door. Do those, and then get the Ring doorbell on the front and get the Ring doorbell on the back. If
well,
you
technically, can't
want the
nobody come
doorbell.
up in my backyard.
Oh, okay, well then just get the camera. Just get the regular camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have my back door. The way it is I have a fence around the back of my house for my dogs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so my what do you call that? My patio goes down and stairs into the backyard. So you
Okay.
literally would have to cut through my fence, come up my steps, somehow unlock my gate from the inside out, and then you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So you got to go through a lot of steps. So by the time my regular camera picks you up, I done got you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right. You see, that's what I love. I'm telling you, because where I live, like I was raised in the hood all my life, so I always say I'm still in the hood, but I'm in a slightly, and when I say very slightly better hood, it's very slight. Okay,
very slight.
there's still shit that be popping off over here. I kid you not. Like I be hearing the helicopters all the time, the ghetto bird, as some people like to call them in the hood. So I'm not like far removed from the hood. But where I am is like around my house is really dark and I have a lot of trees. So I mean I have a lot of trees, which I love in the summer because oh my god, my house gets so much shade, girl. And I love it, especially when I'm sitting back there on that back patio. You know, I do videos on that back patio.
Yep.
On my patio.
Oh, when you be doing your grilling and different
yeah,
stuff
when I
like
be
that.
doing my grilling and all that shit, I love the trees back there. But because of how dark it gets over here, like a lot of the trees, they hide the street lights. Because my trees are so tall. Because the back of my house has a hill. And on top of that hill, which is way up, is a whole bunch of trees. So they tower over the lights, you know, the street lights around my house. So that's why I have a lot of cameras too, because it be so dark, you just can't see shit out there. And then I know. I have lights all around my house. My house be lit up like a motherfucking Christmas tree all year round.
Girl, I live in the deep woods where the only lights that are out here are on the light poles in people's yard. Yeah. And so I have one in my backyard. I'm gonna get me some extra floodlights. That
I love floodlights.
When people walk by that bitch, it's gonna blind the shit out of you.
And it blind the shit out of you, girl. I got them. I got one in my driveway. I got some on the side. Girl, I got lights all around my house. I'm telling you, if you pull up in my driveway, the bright ass light just go poof. If you walk on the side of my house, poof. Like it lights everywhere. I don't know. I don't know. I have a thing with cameras and lights.
You could tell, hey, here's the thing. If somebody come up and you don't know about it, right, and they try to come up to your house, you're going to know exactly which way they coming from. It's going to pop on. It's going to pop on every which way they walk. So if they try to walk around your house, you're going to see where they come from, and the camera going to pick up everything.
And that's what I like about the Ring camera. Like, you have the app on your phone. So even if you're not at home and you get a notification on your Ring camera, all you got to do is pull it up. And most of the time, it might be like, girl, this one time I had this cat. I had this stray cat that I swear, Charlie, every fucking night at the same time, every night, this cat would walk along the sidewalk on the side of my house and would jump my goddamn fence. And then it would go all through my backyard and jump the fence on the backside. Every night. And every time I check that camera, it's that same ass black cat. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting sick of your ass. Because I'm thinking somebody on the outside of my house at 2, 3 in the morning. And it's just the cat. I don't know whose cat, if it's an alley cat, but I don't know.
I know the cat. I got an outside cat. It's gonna set mine. Oh, Sislo! Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I just had a moment.
Sis, what's up, sis?
What up, no?
What's up?
We talking about Ring doorbell cams and badass children.
I heard the part about the bad kid.
Oh yeah, if you want to chime in on that, I'm gonna let you chime in as soon as Charlie finished her little story here. I'm gonna let you chime in if you want to.
I got time, bro.
Okay, boo.
All I was saying is basically, well, I know that I'm gonna have possums setting off my Ring doorbell. I'm gonna have raccoons setting it off, the outside cat and everything, and their mama. That was all I was hoping.
Oh,
Go ahead, Sislo.
Charlie. With the Ring cameras, for those who don't have Ring cameras, you can set it on a sensitivity. You can set it on how far out you want it to go. Like you can go out like
so I could set it where the outside cat and the possums won't set it off.
like no, for real, you can set it to like I have mine a very, very sensitive. That's how I have mine. But you can lower the sensitivity. So like if there are rodents or squirrels or possums or things like that, it won't pick them up. But or you can have it at the maximum like me. I don't give a fuck if a fly passed through. Hey, that thing gonna set off. Well, not really. I'm just being funny. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah. So Sislo, sister,
you've been on our mind, Sislo. We've missed you all the time.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? What's going on?
Go in the kitchen. Do my grease stuff.
You always in the kitchen cooking up something. That's why, it's a shame we don't live closer to it.
I'm telling you.
Real, y'all, I tell people all the time, it's certain people on YouTube who I could just have a ball with in real life. And y'all are two of the people. Deanna's another one. I just, oh God, especially Choreo too. If we all stayed near each other, oh God. The eating, the cooking, and the baking, and the hanging out, and the having fun. Oh man.
With my old time self.
Hey, I'm getting old too. Shit.
I be trying to hang with my left leg. You hear me?
Girl, I went to the doctor yesterday to do my little annual.
I'm up here. Listen, I done went from. Oh yeah. It's that time. It's that time. I had to go to get the procedure of the Doppler on my legs because I'm having problems with my legs.
Oh.
But girl, I'm just trusting God that I'll be made whole again. You hear me?
That's all we can do.
I'm tired of going through, y'all.
That's all we can do is trust God. Trust. That's
it makes
all
me sad,
Yeah. Girl, when I was at the y'all know how you go to the doctor and they have to ask you questions like, have you been depressed? Have you been unable to sleep? Have you been, how they ask you those questions?
My doctor got a whole, what do you call that? Like a piece of paper they hand you, and you have to circle zeros, ones, two, threes, or fours, and then add up your score at the end. So they got you doing math at the doctor's office.
They trying to find out if you've been abused, if you're stressed out, if you're thinking about unaliving yourself. I mean, my doctor was asking me all these questions, and then when they got to the part like, do you ever worry all the time, or do you ever? I said no, because I don't give a fuck attitude.
And look, I got too much.
I said I'm trying to be blunt. I said I apologize for being blunt. Oh, I can hear you in my back. Hear me in your background, Sislo.
I'm sorry. I'm pulling out chocolate chips.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you real quick. Oh, okay. And so I was like, nope, I don't give a fuck attitude. And she started laughing. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm at the age where I done learned through life, worrying gets you nowhere. I done spent plenty of nights in my earlier years, my 20s, my 30s, raising kids, worried about where money gonna come from, worried about what we gonna eat next, worried about this, worried about that, worried about my kids being safe. I said, and worrying will drive you fucking crazy. And eventually I got to the point, maybe like 10 years ago, maybe, I don't worry about shit. Like I told the lady, my doctor, I said, if God don't fix it, can't nobody else fix it. It can't be done. If God can't fix it, it can't be done. And my doctor was like, "You right about that. You sure right about that." I said, "So when shit is wrong, whether it's a bill that needs to be paid, whether it's whatever it is, I just give it to God. I do not worry about anything. I promise y'all, because worrying used to eat me up when I was younger. And I mean, and then I used to talk about it sometimes to my kids, going back to kids, um, when they got older and shit. I used to tell them, do you know how many sleepless nights I had? Do you know how many nights I cried? Do you know how many nights I worried? Do you know how I might like? Do you know how many nights I pray to God? Oh my God, how am I gonna pay this bill? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna pay the rent? How am I gonna pay the car pay? How am I gonna pay my son's basketball bills? How am I gonna get them some new shoes? How I mean, I used to do that back in the day when I was younger. Then I just got to the point years ago, like, if it don't happen, it don't happen. Shit, that's just the point I got to. But you know, everybody can't be like that. And I'm not saying that just because I don't worry about that I don't think about shit. I still think about shit like, you know, bills and all that kind of stuff. But I don't let it drive me nuts. That's what I'm saying. I just be like, oh, come pray about it. I'll do what I can. I'll hustle. Like somebody hit me up the other day, Charlie and Sislo. Somebody hit me up the other day and asked, can they borrow some money? I said, I don't got it right now. I just paid my mortgage. You know, it's the first of the month. I just paid my mortgage. I ain't got it right now. But I told them, I said, I have several potential clients who inquired about cakes. And I said, if they send their deposits, I'll hit you up. So they was like, okay, you know, don't worry about it, whatever. And today, this was literally the other day. And today, one of my clients got back with me. They orders like $300. They paid half down. I was like, you still need some money? That's how I am. If I got it, I'll give it to you or loan it to you. But if I don't got it, I'm gonna tell you I don't got it. I will never put nobody else's needs before mine unless it's my children. And that's real shit. I will never put nobody else's needs because in the back end of the gap, I used to do that shit. I used to put other people's needs in front above mine all the time. And that's one thing I changed as I got older. It's always me first. Me first. Because ain't nobody over here helping me pay no bills, no mortgage, no car payment, no insurance, nothing like that. So if I got it, I'll help you. If I ain't got it, I'm going to tell you I ain't got it.
Well, I'm going to say I've had people hit me up, especially right after I got monetized. It was right after. Now, there were times that did I give if I could? Yes. But if I can't, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. We all, every one of us on here, have a family, have bills, have a life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes can we, when we have extra? Yes, I have a friend right now that's going through some stuff. Thank God she just got her new job. I'm so proud of her. But she was dealing with an autoimmune disorder, and this disorder could literally unalive her. This disorder causes the the bones in your body to do something, and it's like your lungs can lock up. All this other stuff. It's really crazy. Mm-hmm. She has to take chemo treatments. Like when she first got diagnosed. To get it under control, she had to do chemo to lower her immune system, right? She took, antivirals, all this other stuff. She had like 20 medicines at one time when she first started out because basically her immune system was attacking her body and it could unalive her quicker. And I forget the exact name of it. I'd have to go ask her again and look it up and redo a show on it. I did one show on it, but it causes a lot of it can shorten her lifespan. Let's just say it this way. Most people get diagnosed, maybe live 6 to 8 years after they get diagnosis. But she obviously could not work when she got first diagnosed because she was in and out of, infusion treatments, in and out of things. And she literally lost her house. The only thing she had left was her car. She had to move in with family. She hated that it happened, but it happened, right? There's nothing she could do about it. She tried to file for disability because of her age, even though she has a life-threatening autoimmune disorder. We all know how that goes. But she ended up, because they told her she could do like work from home stuff, even though at the time she was so exhausted from by the time she did her treatments. You know what I'm saying? So she was just kind of in that thing of you can't get a real job because won't nobody hire you because you're too busy going back and forth to doctors all the time. To you're too smart and young, you know what I'm saying, to qualify, if that makes sense. So it's like this damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. But she's an amazing human being. Have I given to her when I can? Yes. Do I regret any bit of it? Hell to the no. But do I give when I don't have? No, because you have to look out for your family and your bills first. Because if you don't take care of home first, who's going to take care of it? Can't be doing without, like every year. I don't know if y'all do this or have done this in the past. Like when I know I'm blessed and highly favored and I have a good tax season, we like to give to someone we know that's really in need and having it real bad and shit like that, because that's the way to give back to the world and do something nice. But when you ain't got it, you ain't got it. And people shouldn't be upset when you say you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? All you can do is get a yes or no. Even when I had it hard.
Let's not get on the taxes.
Oh, child.
I still getting like 6, 7, 8,000 or more because you got kids. And here come people. Girl, I used to hate that. People,
they used to try to hit you up.
Yes. Oh my God, all the time.
I'm going to tell you what kills me about tax season. And we all know the people I'm supposed to speak about. And it kind of goes on the topic a little bit. When they got them spoiled ass little kids and they buy all that shit on tax time, don't save nothing back. Buy the brand new Jordan shoes, brand new PlayStations, all this other crazy mess. Spend every bit of their tax money. And not even 2 months later, they selling everything back or selling it on Facebook Marketplace.
Or they done bought a new car that's sitting on bricks in a month because they done bought that shit from a damn buy here, pay here who was scamming them buy here, pay here places. They with no motherfucking tax. I swear, I think this is what they do. I think the buy here, pay here, I think they go to like junkyards. And I think they buy cars and shine them up. And then they sell them around tax season. And
Let me tell you what they do.
And then their cars break down like weeks and months later.
You want to know what they really do?
They go to
the auctions.
Yeah, well, that's
what go to
auctions. Yeah, that's what I mean.
They go to the police. They go to the police auction, and they get these cars. You can hit a good, but you do better doing it yourself. But that's what they do. Go to the
they also get those cars that have been flooded.
You said that. It reminds me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of them you get the ones where they get caught with prostitutes. But here, if you get caught with a prostitute, they take your car and you don't get it back, or they get it.
What's you say about a prostitute?
If you get caught with if you get caught picking up,
no, she didn't say about no prostitutes. That's why I'm like, where this comes
I was talking about flooding, like how they had that problem with Katrina cars. Katrina.
I'm talking about the cars, sis.
Yeah, she was talking about flooding cars, like
Yes, but I'm telling you, like here, if you get caught with a lady of the night, your car gets taken by the police and it get impounded. So a lot of the cars be from like doctors and lawyers and stuff like that. Then preachers, teachers, whoever, they got caught, and those be some nice cars. So you can get a good lick at the police auction. But a lot of times, the ones like Charlie said, the ones that's been flooded out, the ones that was banding on the freeway that broke down, stuff like that. And those are the cars that you get at those buy here, pay here places.
Yep.
And then you end up getting a piece of junk.
The salvage cars, the salvage cars. Yep.
Yes. My goddaughter's mom used to do stuff like, well, she would get like tax season. Girl, they was splurged. Like they got a whole new wardrobe of clothes that I'm sorry.
What's that bell?
A whole brand new wardrobe of clothes. She bought a TV for every kid, even though they shared a room. She bought a TV for every kid. Girl, listen. By the time that the day was gone, the clothes they couldn't find them. The TV was blown out, or the boys did backflips over it and knocked it over the thing. The car broke down. One time, her son slammed the door on her
Cisco,
van.
what is that bell? What is that?
I'm sorry. That's my measuring spoon keep hitting the side of my bed. I'm sorry, but I'm done. But they were ruining the car. Everything she got, it was. And I used to be like, why you waste your money like that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you do that? Just
but you know what, sis? I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold y'all, okay? When I first had my child, the first child, and I first got that nice little check, an income tax, I ain't gonna hold you. I would say for some years, I was probably that chick. I got that, and I was staying in the projects too. I got that check. We would go out shopping. My baby stayed in Jordans. They'll tell you that they always stay fly. My sons always stay fly. But whether I was on low income housing or paying a mortgage or what, they always stay fly. Even when we was damn near broke, I made sure my kids always looked better than me. But when I first started getting them payments from the IRS, the kid tax credit, I was that one. I was young. I was obviously not mature enough to know better. And I was doing that. I was buying those cheap ass cars. That's why I can talk about it. I was buying those cheap ass cars.
You was driving Matilda's daddy's cars.
Yes. I told a story the other day how I had a motherfucking car and it busted down in 2 months and the transmission was laying in the middle of the road. I told that story last week. But I mean, it took me time, Cislo. It took me growth and maturity. By the time my kids got a little older, and I probably say I had probably live about 8 more years of child tax credit to go, but they were still around the age. And I started to do better. And when I got those checks, I put a lot in the bank, in the saving, and I would have like a certain amount that we were going to spend and we were not going to go over. I had a certain amount to pay off bills that were not paid. Sometimes it just takes some time to mature and get it, because people be thinking, oh, this free money, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then I would be like 3 months later, broke as fuck. Mama, daddy, can I borrow some money?
And see, like you said, and that's how I was. I always sometimes I get 7,000, 8,000 or something like that back. So I would always give myself I would give my parents something because that's how we did. We all took care of each other.
Everybody did. Charlie, did you do that too?
I'll give them a little something. And then I will put some in the savings. And then I give myself maybe $1,000, $1,500.
Yep, about $1,015.
But see, I owned the house, so I would pay my house taxes. I would get if something needed to be done around the house, I would get it. I would paint or get some windows put in or something like that, and then I would just sit on the rest, and just use it throughout the year for something. But it was I always gave myself a budget of what I was going to spend. But see, at that time, like I said, I was raising up by myself and I had a house that I had to pay for. So it's I made sure that everything was taken care of. But baby, you talking about managing some money. I did that then.
Girl, I didn't learn how to manage money until
when I was married.
Years later.
When I was married, baby, that joker, he took everything. You know what I'm saying? It was hard. And we talked about that.
And that's gonna be all in your book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cislo's writing a book, y'all. But I'm telling you, Cislo, it took me some years. See, the thing about it is, that's why I know, how people joke on here and say, when people come from nothing because they braggadocious or they, stuff like that. I come from nothing. I mean, I say this all the time. I'm not ashamed that I lived in the hood. We was poor. My mother shopped at Goodwills, thrift stores. You know what I'm saying? People used to tease me. I used to get in a lot of fights because people used to tease me when I was younger, about what I was wearing or what I not was wearing. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like. So when I got older, and especially when I was in college, and I saw all those free credit cards, well, I thought they was free, okay? When I saw all those credit cards just coming in the mail, $1,000, $5,000, $6,000, $500. I mean, I'm like, oh, because I'm going to college. I mean, when I was raised, my mother didn't teach me about bills, credit, taxes. My mother didn't even teach me about guys and relationships. She was so much of a Bible thumper. And I hate to reiterate shit, but it falls into what we're talking about. She was so much of a Bible thumper that I didn't know how to balance a checkbook or how to nothing like that because she didn't teach me that. She just wasn't on that shit for whatever reason. So a lot of the shit, it was a hard knock life for me. I got into debt. I mean debt where you have to only live here or you can only buy a car from here. And then when those taxes would come after I had kids, I'm thinking I done hit the fucking jackpot. And then it took me some years to be like, bitch, if you don't save that money, when you get that money, it got to the point where when I finally learned and woke up, I was woke, as they say. That tax money would literally last me all the way to damn near August. After I bought what my kids need, the necessities, after I paid a little bills, we might have even went on a vacation or, did something fun. You know what I'm saying? I would probably be the only one in my circle that still had tax money in like July and August. That's how long I would make it stretch. But it took me a while to get that maturity and that do better attitude. It took me a minute. But that's how it is a lot of times when you come from nothing. You get money and you don't know how to handle it. I'm like, shit, that's the government that gave me.
You're like,
girl, Charlie, one time at the most, I think I got like $8,600. That's almost $10,000. And you living in the bricks? You know what I'm saying?
People don't think about saving. People don't think about putting back. Like there's a friend of mine.
I wasn't taught that. I literally was, and that's why when I talk to people, about raising children and things that I did or try to do differently, that was one of the things. Save money. Like me and Charlie was talking earlier, how when our kids was working at teenage years or even as an adult, how much money we might have had them pay towards bill or how much we had them put in the bank. I didn't have that growing up. So, I understand. I totally understand how people can get out here and get some income tax taxes and be just gone with the wind.
What's sad, I'll say this, is that so many are not taught that and could be building generational wealth, putting up that money
exactly
to buy properties and do different things while they're young. You know what I'm saying? Building up investment portfolios. Actually, my son is, his grandmother is going to help him create his first investment portfolio. So he's supposed to learn about investing, and he's got to figure out what stocks he wants to buy and what. And
that's what's up.
I never got that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to learn on my own. And, we were dirt poor trying to buy a property. You know what I'm saying? Thank God we got locked in. We got instead of a mortgage, it was more like how you can rent to own with a contract.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that. So we got locked in when rent was back when it was $360 or $400 a month,
right.
Way back when.
Right.
So thank God we got locked in when it was way back then and not today's society. But we were dirt poor doing that. And if you're sitting there looking at a place, you're renting a apartment for $1,800, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Start looking at properties that you can, and yes, it'll be a mortgage, right? But you're going to be paying for something that eventually will be yours.
And that's what I'll be telling people. But see, the thing about it, Charlie, is when I first bought my first crib, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you, I got suckered. I didn't know better. Charlie, I didn't know better. I had this realtor help me buy this house. It was, what do they call it? Upside down mortgage. It was bad. It was bad. The things that I should have been looking for in a house, I wasn't. Like foundation. You know what I'm saying? I had this realtor who knew I was gullible.
And it would sell. She could sell you anything.
Gullible. I'm running through there. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. And he's just like, do you want it? Do you want it? Oh, and yeah, this and this and this. I mean, he was so like, the shit happened so fast. Next thing you know, I own the house.
See, and what people got to make sure of is,
girl, when I tell you it flooded. When I say flooded, I always have fans around my basement. I mean, the house, it was like all underneath the house was deteriorating. My porch fell in. The patio was falling in. The basement was always flooding. The plumbing, oh my God, y'all wouldn't understand.
They basically sold you to relate it to other people. They sold her a lemon of a house.
It was
you know how they call a car that.
It was a lemon of the house, and I'm not gonna hold you. It was an experience that I will never ever forget. I was so excited to buy a house and be approved for a house that I just jumped. I should have kept looking. I should have kept this. I should have kept that. But I didn't know. And I didn't have a realtor who had my back.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
When you don't have a realtor who has your back, they will have you buying anything. And that's what happened to me.
You can ask the hood table now that she knows and has her experience. For anybody who hears this in the replay or is hearing this from the sound of our voices right now, when you do go to buy a house, first off, know how much land you're getting with the property and whether you have mineral rights. You want to have your mineral rights because if minerals are found on that property or anywhere around there, you won't get paid for them. They can take them out from under you. Okay. But if you own the mineral rights and let's say something amazing is found, you get paid for it. Okay.
That's usually down south.
Yeah. And secondly, you want to make sure that you check the foundation, the plumbing, the electrical, because if the electrical is an old school box and let's say it's not right, you could have an electrical fire in your home. You want to check not just the look pretty part. You want to know if it's ever had a fire there, a flood, any kind of storm damage, what's been replaced, what was it replaced. Like you want to have almost like the Carfax of the house, if that makes sense. You want to, what you're supposed to do, and I'm betting your realtor did not do that and probably did shady business practice, you're supposed to have your own set of lawyers when you sign certain contracts. You're also supposed to have an inspector come in and check the home. Your own inspector that, yes, you'll have to pay out of pocket for this. And it may be a little bit for somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of money. But it's worth it because they're going to tell you exactly what is wrong with the house, exactly what needs to be done. There was this house that me and my friends were looking at, beautiful antebellum 2-story home, 10 acres, kind of in a bad spot, but because it was in a bad spot, we know how to live in the hood. It was good price. You get what I'm saying? Come to find out, the foundation was cracked down the middle, which is not good and can cause problems in the future. The foundation was crumbling. Not a good thing.
You know what, Charlie? One thing, after I was in real estate for a while before the market crash and all that, but one thing I learned, Charlie, remember when the real estate market did crash?
Yeah.
And you remember all those banks who were giving these loans to people who they know really couldn't afford them?
Yep.
You know what else was happening?
What?
They were teaming up with the inspectors, the realtors. I know for a fact when I got my first house, the realtors was in good with it. You know how, see, I learned this over time. As we mature, as we go through experiences, don't ever get a realtor and have them refer you to their
inspector. No.
Inspector. I know this great. And see, I was naive. I was fresh.
Oh, no. Let them give you the name so you'll know who not to call.
I was like, you should always go out there and ask your friends, ask your siblings, ask your even if you went on Facebook and made a post, can somebody refer to me a good home inspector or something like that? I was naive. Because when I look back, all the issues I have with the house, there is no way that inspector should not have known that my motherfucking back patio was going to be washed out in no time.
Oh, yeah, no, they knew.
I had so many issues with the house. In hindsight, when I look back, I'm like,
you could have sued the hell out of them.
Right. I was younger. I was naive. I didn't know better. I thought I was doing some shit. Oh my God, I'm the first person in my family. I'm the first one of my friends. I'm the first to buy a house. And I can admit my faults and my mistakes. And when after that happened and people would reach out to me for advice, I could like tell people, don't do this, don't do that. Make sure you get a fixed mortgage rate. Make sure this. But sometimes we go through these experiences, Charlie, and it's like, I don't want to say God, like people say everything happens for a reason. Everything is already premeditated. Sometimes we go through fucked up situations just to know. Like when people sometimes ask, why do God send people through messed up situations? If everything was all perfect, a lot more people would rely on God, would believe in God, would praise God, would worship God, right? If we all had just this pleasant life, what do we need a God for? So I do believe that some of the things that we go through, it's a learning lesson. Like, okay, you bump your head. This is what happened. This is how you learn to do better. This is how you help others do better. Like, I do believe that a lot of shit we go through is for a reason. It's not just because somebody greater than us just wants to see us fail. You know what I mean?
No, we're supposed to learn those life
right.
lessons. We're supposed to stumble.
Lesson. Right.
Just like when you were a kid, you found out that the stove was hot. You know what I'm saying? You didn't touch hot things after that. If you were never taught and everything was so hunky-dory and God protect us from everything, right? Let's say that happened. You would never know a stove was hot. You would never know these certain things that you're supposed to know and learn. We go through hardships and all these things. He's not supposed to step in every 5 seconds to save us from every little thing.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying earlier before you two hit the link. I was telling people, I grew up in church, so I know how to pray. I said, although I know my prayers got to the pearly gate, I do know that sometimes God was like, I'm going to let you handle this yourself. And that's how I feel when it comes to, I know some people don't even believe in God. Some people don't even believe in that higher power. But I do believe that sometimes God be like, I'm going to let you handle this self and see if you can do it yourself. And see if you can come out on the other end. So you have a testimony. We won't have testimonies if we never have those moments.
And I've got to go in just a minute because the dogs are here barking. They're barking.
Oh, I hear the dogs. Go.
It's time. It's time to take them for they walk, and they are acting like 2-year-old little children. Like,
I've been trying to stay under 2 hours because I was like, if I come live every day, I gotta try to stay within a time frame. Now that my availability is more open right now.
I know how it is when you get your business seasons, but I love you, sis. I love you, sis. The hood table. I sent you a message on IG to let you know a little something.
Okay.
But I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it, sis. Low.
Okay. Girl, I won't even try.
What? I'm looking at your message now, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, I'm looking at your message now. Okay, wow.
Yeah, warn anybody you know about it, because that's the only thing that they could have got me for. I already know, but that way everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? But
so you gotta use it like in your commentary. You can't just use it as a.
No, like I was using it for shorts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you got to use it like in your commentary, like if you're doing an actual show.
Yeah, right, and also, if they even see the logo, you got to edit those. Like if you use those, edit out the last part.
Oh, I do that. I usually do that. Like they're.
I didn't like a dumbass.
Yeah, I do.
And they got my ass. So girl, you know what I mean.
You know what I do? I mean, that's why I have like most videos you see. I have the hood table, the logo like overlapping.
Yeah.
You know, it's transparent where you can kind of see through it. But yeah, I do. Or I'll stretch the video out so wide. Like if you look at the video I just showed earlier in the show, I don't know if you saw it, Charlie. But if you look at the video, you see how the lady's face is damn near like right there. Like, what's that lady that be right the camera? You know what I'm talking about. The one who was dragging Lolo's mama.
You trying to get me in trouble. You be trying to get me in trouble.
You ain't gotta say her name. You ain't gotta say her name, but I'm just trying to get you, like, you know how her face right in there?
Right in there.
Stretch that video out when you download it or record it or whatever you record it with. Stretch that video out. Like, I don't know how many people use, but I still use OBS. To record videos. So in OBS, stretch that video out till you don't see the bottom, you don't see the top, you don't see the name of the person, you don't see none of that shit.
Well, see, they don't care what you put in your lives as long as you do commentary and topics within fair use and you're actually transforming the content.
Right.
It comes down to on my shorts, I specifically have sounds and things and just straight up TikTok videos that I uploaded. So don't do that. And don't nobody do that because it still has their logo in it and they don't like anything with other people's logo in it. So I got, child. I got. But it is cool. I'm going to go through there and refresh and redo it.
Yeah, go through, even if you have to go through and knock all that shit out, Charlie.
I'm going to knock all that out and I'm going to revamp my content. I got to wait till April to reply, but it's cool because once I do that, I'm going to change up my whole channel. So it's just a setback for a setup, baby. That's just a setback for a setup. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? February, March? That's not too far away. Just
I'm just gonna hang on, and I'm gonna start pulling me and Mrs. Intel and throwing out my cash out.
Charlie, get you a backup channel.
I know I still ain't got one,
girl. I mean, I can't talk too much. I got a backup channel, but it ain't at 1,000. You know, I have my original main channel that was monetized before the Hood Table. But as far as the Hood Table backup channel, I still go live from it, but I still need like 500. Subscribers. I don't really be tripping off of it, but I do have it at least if I needed to use it. But
I need to do that. But I will say, I gotta go take care of them demon children, and I'm gonna let you and Slow chop it up their last bit of the show. And I love y'all.
Love you too, boo.
All right, bye.
All right. But yeah, I'm about to get off of here too. Sislo, you got some last minute words before I go? Charlie Dawes was like, roo, roo, roo. Let me outside. I
was trying to hurry up and mix the last of this cake before she got off.
Oh, you making some cake? What kind of cake?
I'm making a lemon cake.
Ooh, girl, people love when I be making them lemon cakes. Ooh, them lemon supreme. Yes.
I am. Well, I ain't gonna do the one with the filling because I'll fill up to it. But with the filling and the icing.
Yes.
I'm big living coconut. So I'm about to make this mother stuff.
That's what's up. I just got an order today. I got another potential customer in my inbox. They supposed to hit me up tomorrow if they want to confirm an order, but I got an order today, a nice little chunk of change. I was like, ooh. Deposit, please send a deposit. They sent that deposit right away. I said, thank you. But so
that money.
Shit, if for the people out there who like to bake, shit, that's a nice little part-time job. Sure, people like to buy those nice, fancy decorated cakes.
Up and running.
Huh?
My Cricut.
You said what? You gotta get what?
My Cricut.
Oh, the Cricut, girl. We should do some shows. That's what we should do, sister. We should do some shows and working on the Cricut.
And I got some crocheting tips. Oh my God.
Now see, I don't crochet, but you got the crochet machine?
By hand.
Oh, you do it by hand. Oh, I know some people who got like the crochet. They be doing the videos on YouTube.
Girl, making money, you hear me?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's so many ways out here to make money, sis.
I'm trying. My body's just not agreeing with me, baby. My body, the devil is a lot of. The devil is a lot. I need my body, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I need my body, my legs. So I need everybody in the sound of my voice. You can hear me, pray for me. Pray for me because the enemy is trying his best, but it ain't gonna work. The devil is trying me, y'all. The devil is trying me.
Well, we're gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray for all the people who dealing with them disrespectful teenagers, which was the main topic of the show. A lot of people, after raising a couple of kids, I know how it can be and how stressful it can be for parents dealing with teenagers and stuff. So just make sure you have your community, make sure you have your village, make sure you have, what do they call them, mentors in your children's life.
And every kid is not the same.
Right.
Every child is not the same. What worked on the first one might not work for the second one. What worked for the second first one might not work for the middle one. You just, they're not the same. You can't be upset. You gotta be,
Yep.
You gotta be patient, and you gotta remember that you yourself was a kid before.
Yep, that's what I always did. That's what I always did with mine.
That same love and understanding that you needed, they need.
Yep.
The same patience you need. And then times are different. Social media wasn't an issue when we were coming up.
Yep.
All of that type of stuff wasn't an issue.
And all this technology and stuff, yeah.
Yes, it wasn't an issue when we was coming up. Now it's everywhere. They getting a whole different type of bullying and sex and sexuality and threesomes and 12 and
raising kids to me is kind of a relationship. You know how in a relationship you try as much as you can to make things work. Having kids is kind of the same way. You don't want to wash your hands after a few incidences. You don't want to, I give up on my kid. You want to try everything you can. I'm not saying you shouldn't give up on your kids because, like I told y'all before, I told the story several times and today. My mother had got to the point where they talking about putting her in jail because she couldn't force them boys to go to school. She had to let them go. Come get them. They eventually went to school. They was forced to. They had no choice where they was. They graduated and all that kind of shit. But sometimes, just like the lady was saying in the video that we watched, people were telling her sometimes you just got to wash your hands. If they fighting you, hitting you, doing all kind of other shit, don't no parent want to do that. And then it's like if you hit your kid like these days, shit, you can wind up in jail anyway. So, I'll be damned. Most parents be damned if their kids is going to hit up on them and beat them up and stuff. And the cops and shit ain't going to do shit. So sometimes you do have to be like, I'm washing my hands. Let the law handle their asses. Some parents have even emancipated children and let them see how it really is out there.
Right there.
And they be like, Mama, I never put my kids out, but the oldest one, even the youngest one, when Cam moved out, he said, Mom, I'm so glad you taught me how to clean up. I'm so glad you taught me how to wash clothes. I'm so glad I'm up here like giddy and shit listening to him. Tell me this shit. Like, I'm like, Cam, that's normal shit that parents supposed to do. He was like, all my friends don't know how. He was like, you don't understand. All my friends weren't taught the things that I were taught. And I was like, well, you're welcome.
And then some of the parents think you wrong for teaching your children that way.
Exactly. But when he hit me up about the finances, Sis Lo, he said, I'm so glad that you taught me about finances. I'm so glad. Like, I said this before, my kids, they had to pay bills when they stayed at home, even if it was $20 or $30 out of their paycheck. I always went based off of what they made. If they didn't make that much money, I had to see the check. You couldn't just be like, I ain't going to work all these days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you don't want to go to work. That has nothing to do with me, because if I have a mortgage or rent and I tell my landlord I just didn't want to go to work on them days because the weather was nice or some shit, you know what they're gonna do? So I raised my kids with that mentality. And so my son, he was thanking me for all that shit. Like he said, Mom, when I pay this rent and when I pay my car payment, he was like, man, I'd be like, ooh. But he said, I feel good because I'm somewhere. I'm paying to be somewhere on my own. So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes me feel good. Like I did something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thankful for that. But girl, as soon as you get into that cricket, like which cricket do you have? Because they got the 4 now. So do you got like the first one, the second, the third? Which one you got?
I don't know. I have to look on it and let you know.
Yeah, let me know if you got the Cricket Maker or the Cricket Joy or the Cricket Explorer. Let me know exactly which one you got when you look at it.
Or I don't
Okay.
know though. I don't want to lie.
Okay, well, let me know. Let me know, because we can get some shit cracking. Maybe we can do some shit on your channel, do some shit on my channel. You know, maybe we could like just work on some hobbies, you know, just for content.
Girl, yes, that's
So
good.
yeah, I love my cricket, girl. I be making t-shirts. I be doing all kind of shit. Girl, you can make t-shirts and all kind of stuff with that thing. Get you a printer.
Oh, right. You can make
Yes.
aprons and towels,
Everything.
t-shirts,
Clothes. Girl, you
all
should see
kinds
my
of
baby's
stuff.
everything in my baby's room, besides like jeans and underwear and socks, everything else, all his tops and stuff. I made t-shirts and everything.
That's what's up.
So yeah, it comes in handy, and it's a hobby. Girl, get that cricket running. It's a lot of things that you could do to make money with that thing.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, yes, but we'll get into that. Just let me know whenever you get a chance what kind you got and all that kind of stuff.
All right, I love you, girl.
All right, love you too, boo.
Wait a minute, I ain't know. You know I gotta do what I gotta do.
Oh, go ahead.
Before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and support this channel. The Hood Table 402. Don't forget, my baby just celebrated her birthday just about a week ago. So we still accepting her birthday gifts. John will for the next
Till Valentine's Day.
for the next birthday.
You said to the next birthday, child.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, at least till Valentine's Day. At least
Always
till Martin Luther King Day.
yes. We love you on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And if you don't remember nothing else, remember to keep it good. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. What she said.
I love you.
All right, I love you, boo. Talk to you later. All right, y'all. Y'all heard sis, so y'all know y'all gotta keep it hood. Make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new here. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.